Hello lovely people, it's Sally. So out here wandering around in the high frequency of nature, listening to the birds, much better than sitting in front of a computer with its low frequency bandwidths. And this is what it's all about, you know, this issue that we're in at the moment is about being subjected to frequency. So listen, I have information to put out for people, but I want people to understand it. And the reason I'm not sharing it is because everybody has their own experience, and people don't believe unless they've experienced something, and they can't experience something until they believe it. But nevertheless, I'm going to share it anyway, because someone said to me this morning, everyone has the right to the truth, and I would respect someone for telling me the truth, even if I didn't like it. So I'm going to tell you the truth according to what I have been told over the last couple of years, and you can make up your own mind about it. So Albert Einstein found that we are 99.9% energy. That means we're empty space and we're not really here. A lot of people can't understand that, but I can understand it because I understand that we are in a holographic universe, and there's a book, and the metaphysicists and physicists know this, and there's been experiments that have concluded this fact. Not many people can get their head around it because they're not that expanded in their consciousness, but we are just consciousness, we are just thoughts, that's all we are, and that's the good news. Because Tesla says everything is energy, which is basically frequency and vibration. And that means that you either vibrate at a very low, if you imagine it like a scale on the piano or a musical scale, okay? We are a system of a scale of vibration and frequency. So at the bottom of your scale, you know, down here, at the base of your chakra system, you are very low, and then you go up, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, and this is the crown chakra, and this is the root chakra, okay? And we're an energy system because we're only light, because we are in a holographic universe. That means we are a software program running on a platform, a 3D platform called End of Times Game. So that's the news I don't want to tell people. Although people obviously know, because we've got an extinction rebellion, we've got chaos, cataclysms and confusion. And, you know, it's really obvious, except if you're in deep denial. And I'm here to tell you the good news. The good news is that the people who understand this and are awake to it can do something about it. So, one, we're not really here, so that means you can't die anyway, okay? Because you're a hologram in a holographic universe, a virtual reality game. But let me just tell you the intention of the dark side, because all games have light and dark, don't they? So if you have a game of chess, you have good players, goodies and baddies. Light players, dark players. The light players are all about light and expansion and love and creativity and positivity and joy. And the dark players are all about sneaky and manipulative and stealing other people's power and intimidation, manipulation and domination. And that's what we've been living under in the last 6,000 years. A patriarchal system of domination, manipulation and intimidation. This is very low vibration, a low note, low vibration causes things like shame, grief, fear, apathy, procrastination, anger, denial. And so many people living in the world today are in deep denial as to where we are and who we are and what we are and what we're run by. The elites that run this planet, 2% of the people who own this planet, who run this planet, have, 90% of the wealth? Quite a lot of people know that. Do people know what they have done to keep their little secret going? To maintain that ability to keep 90% of the wealth and all of these people to work for them? Because if you're working for somebody else, you're building somebody else's dream. And lately, people have been raising their frequency and jumping out of the matrix of slavery and decided to create their own life, their own businesses, their own dreams. And that's possible, but they don't realise they're in a trap either. And that's the news that I don't want to tell people. I don't want to tell people the plan of the New World Order, and it's not new, it's been around a long time. For the last 200 years, they've been bringing clothes to this virtual reality third dimensional platform. And the plan has been set for a very long time and has been battled for a very long time by the warriors of light that have been on the planet, spiritually working in other realms to fight the dark side. That's why you have a revolution in the 60s, you have peace and love in the 70s, then you have a bang on the fist coming down conservatives in the 80s, and everything goes into separation and division of the into the nuclear family, separation of feminism, where, you know, it's all about people being divided and warring against each other. You see, the dark's tactic is to separate people, to intimidate people, to cause division and to separate people. But the light's tactic is to unify people in love and understanding, non-judgment. And, you know, being open about everything, being honest about everything. Looking at someone and saying, you know what, I don't like your behaviour, but I accept you. I don't understand you, but I accept you as a person. Because there are other principalities and entities that are working underground that we don't know about. You know, when you break through into the spiritual realm, you find the truth of what we are. We're consciousness, we're just thoughts. But there are some very, very, very evil thoughts. Now, evil is a palindrome. If you look at the word evil, E-V-I-L, backwards it is L-I-V-E, live. So we're stuck in this mirrored, upside down illusion, and it's the opposite to what it was supposed to be. This virtual reality game was created by the creator of the game for people to live. But because of the fall of consciousness, people have been... What happened was the energy system was then... It was decided, if you like, let's say, the game creator made a bet with someone that his avatar in the game wouldn't do a certain thing. Well, the avatar in the game did do a certain thing. The creator of the game lost the bet. He lost the bet to someone who wanted to siphon the energy out of all the avatars in the game. And so that's what happened. All the energy from all the avatars have been siphoned to Saturn, as opposed to the creator of the virtual reality game. Because the virtual reality creator of this particular game wanted this to be like Eden. I don't know if you've ever heard of Eden, but it's a beautiful place where, there's just beautiful trees and lushness everywhere, and creatures, and anything you want manifests. Because thoughts are things, and anything we think manifests. Now, that's what we're going back to. That's the good news. We're being liberated and freed from this dark, satanic, dark prison matrix, third dimensional matrix that we're in. Well, the whole thing is a matrix. And there's, like, if you imagine a game with 12 levels, right? So the people who figure this out, who understand that all their life it's been really hard because they've had to survive and beat the system in some way. You know, find joy and happiness anyway. But they do that by staying high vibe. And high vibe is the lighter note, the higher notes, the lighter feelings, love, joy, peace. And that's the higher chakras, the higher man. So people who go around, being kind, teachers and nurses and servicemen, firemen, and all these sorts of people who do things because they're loving people and care about humanity. Charity workers, most people, I would say, certainly most people I know. Ooh, going through a bridge, tunnel. That's exciting. So most people I know are really lovely people who have pure hearts and humble and kind and caring. And I just want you to know that that's the good news, that if you wake up and know that you're in a prison planet and ask to leave and jump to the new earth, you will. You will be taken. You will be taken even if you don't know this, but you have a pure heart and you're humble and you're loving and caring to other people and you die a natural death. You'll be taken to the new earth to carry on your process of awakening and ascension, which means basically going from up the ladder of the virtual reality game. So from level 3 to level 4, up to level 5, level 6, level 7, blah, blah, blah. I've come down from level 12. In fact, I am at level 12. I'm just being projected here, like many other people, to wake people up and to remind them that they're not really here. They are being of light, and that we are in a virtual reality game as light. We are literally a rainbow. If you look at the chakra system, you'll see that's the rainbow, the rays of light: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So, as a Blu-ray warrior twin flame, I'm here to tell you, you must not fear. Know what's happening. Know that they're trying to attack with very low frequency EMFs, electromagnetic frequency, through 5G. And I'm not even going to say the V word, but the word looks like vacation, but it's not. I saw a funny thing today. Someone wrote on their Facebook page, "I'm all for 100% vacations." If you write that word down, it looks like the same word as the word. And everybody was writing underneath, "Well, I'm not your friend anymore," because they wrote 100% vacations. And the people thought they meant something else beginning with V. So, I'm not going to talk about how they're going to do it, because I want you to research and have a look and find out yourself how these big towers, with whatever is in the vacation, look, find out, read about HAARP. HAARP. And how this is a weapon and how it interacts to pacify people's minds, thoughts, emotions, frequency, vibration, because that's all we are. We're being attacked. We're attacked by everything in our world, right? So all radiation that comes out of television and computers, LED lights, microwaves, all of this stuff, it attacks us. We're organic beings of natural light, and we can heal ourselves. I should have done this in the light, shouldn't I? Anyway, the point is, we are, hello. Yeah, so the point is that we are naturally light, organic, can self-heal, have the ability to create, and in our natural form, move mountains. I'll show you the trees instead. Oh no, I won't. Can't see anything, can you? But so, you research and find out how they're going to do it, because I know, but I'm not going to share the ins and outs of it, because I don't want people arguing with me. I was, okay, so there's another aspect of it, which is the RFID chip. For me, it's like so blindingly obvious, because I've known about it for the last couple of years, since God woke me up and told me about the lockdown, told me about the signals, told me to get to high ground, told me to get out of the city, get to the country. I'm supposed to share it all, but I thought, no, I'm not going to bloody share it. I might be mad. I mean, who speaks to God? But anyway, I've had so many visions and dreams of what's coming, and I'll tell you, they're planning to look, this is a sorting and sifting of souls. So what is happening is all the light people who ask the virtual reality creator to take them out of the game will jump the timeline and go into the new earth, which is a new game which is not on another timeline, right? But the people who don't and run from love, essentially, who run from themselves, from God, source, love, run from their own soul, who don't want to listen because they think they know it all, because they're full of pride, arrogance, people who are into hot chicks, fast cars and parties, people who are into technology and materialism, they're so blind. I would be, right, if I wasn't woken up. Although saying that, my heart's always been in the country and in with nature, And I think many of us are, because we're high frequency beings of light. If we're healers and teachers and nurses and doctors and paramedics and that's what most of my friends are, service people. And these sorts of people know that something's not right. No government, global government, treats their people like this. This is ridiculous to the point of people can't understand it because it's so ridiculous. It's not about a bunch of politicians, trying to find the answer. It's not that. It's a plan. You know what? They might not even know what the plan is. But the plan is the agenda of the negative alien agenda. Now look, if you don't believe there's aliens, I said to someone once about aliens, because I obviously know that they exist because I've experienced loads of things. But, research. It does not take very much research to find out that that's the truth. Only in Utah, in Salt Lake this week, they found something called a monolith. Look that up. Look up Area 51. Look up, back in the 1960s, I think it was, there was a visit from aliens and they talked to a whole bunch of people in a village. And there were so many testimonies. If you read research, you will find it. So, here I am walking around in the dark. So anyway, my point is, I didn't want to share this because people are going to go, well, one, not believe me, two, to switch it off. Hello, beautiful. Look, there's a sign. Because this is a virtual reality matrix, every time I see swans, yeah, you probably think I'm mad. But, always stay curious, because that's how I've got where I have, by staying open-minded and curious about everyone and everything, because I know that I don't know it all. But if you think you know it all, then by all means turn me off. Or will you just listen? Just listen and stay open-minded, and then research other people and what they're saying. Stay open-minded, because we're living in a strange time. And if it doesn't resonate right with your soul, question it. Radio frequency identification chip. What does that mean? We put them in animals so we can track and trace them. We put them in animals. Are you an animal? Is this a farm? Oh, well, there's the truth. You see, your energy is siphoned elsewhere to keep, when you're in a low vibrational state of fear, doubt, grief, anger, negativity, your energy goes elsewhere. Your energy goes elsewhere. So, we're in a farm. How do you feel about that? Do you want to know that? I didn't want to tell people. I don't want to tell people the truth, but that's the truth. So why are they going to chip you? Why are they going to chip us? Why? Why? The government is supposed to be there to protect us, aren't they? Well, do you know what government means? It means govern, control, mind. Why would they want to control your mind? Why? Why do you need to be under mind control? Why? So you might think, well, there's nothing I can do about it. Why are you telling me? Well, I tell you why. Because there's an answer to this. 1, Wake up and understand. You don't need to be fearful. You just need to be like illumined. Go, oh, I get it. We're in a virtual reality game. That means I can't die. I'm not really here. I'm just a hologram in a game, in a story. Because look at virtual reality and how it's become. Look how real it is. Imagine being put in a game and then the best bit of it of all is to forget you're in the game and to try and get out of the game. What a brilliant game. Well, we're in it. We're in it. How do you get out? You lighten up, you purify. You go from a creature of pride and lust and gluttony and greed and desire and materialism and shallow thinking to expanding into kindness, compassion, gratitude, love, appreciation, caring, good thoughts, good words, good feeling, good actions, love. Most of us are like that. Most of us are like that. Most of us would rather look on the bright side. Most of us would, when they're facing a problem, say, well, look at this, look at life, look at the tree, look at the birds, look at nature. How can we be grateful for something instead of looking at the misery and the darkness? Let's get out and change this up. Let's change this darkness into something light. Well, you're an alchemist. Because that's what alchemists do. They change darkness into light. That's what they do. Magicians. So if you are here wondering what is going on and it's not resonating really well with you, and you don't really have the full story and you can't make sense of it, start researching. I will try and put my information out on some kind of website, but in a Facebook group and things. But you know what? So many people have had their information taken down because the beast system is artificial intelligence. They want to merge your consciousness with artificial intelligence. And the beast system is robots, and there are already clones and robots around, specifically the ones that run these big companies, which are the big five. And of course, how are you going to hear any truth? How are you going to hear it if they keep... You're supposed to have speech, right? Free speech. But they keep taking it down. Well, they'll take it down and they'll say it's to protect people from COVID. But we all know that they created this as a bioweapon. They, as in the One World Order plan. This was simulated a long time ago. They went through these scenarios of how they can bring destruction to the end of the world, because it's an end game. All of our films, Terminator, Endgame, Jupiter Rising, Apocalypse Now, all of them, they're all based on truth. Star Wars, Star Trek, it's all based on truth. Even Disney movies. Ariel, it's about finding the feminine voice, getting it back from the dark spirit of Lucifer, of Satan. Aladdin, that's about getting his genie, i.e. God or the universe. Ask and ye shall receive. A whole new world flying around in the astral realm. So many of them. I've been shown all of this in meditation. So I have to make these videos whenever they come out. And I know I started off by saying, oh, people, research. You know, but I want people to wake up, and I don't understand why people aren't waking up and why there's such defiance. I presume people are stuck in their limited thinking and have cognitive dissonance because they just cannot believe it. Because who wants to believe they're under attack by their own government? But you have to understand you're in a game. And some souls will wake up to the game and others won't. And we're only energy. And the ones that don't, their energy gets recycled. The ones that do will resurrect. Their consciousness will go on, like in the Titanic movie. My heart will go on and on. So, yeah, I'm not some crazy person who watches loads of films and just has a wacky imagination. God told me this 2 years ago, what's coming. And I haven't been able to tell people because it's taken me so long to get my head around it, to believe it. But now it's here and it's happening. And I don't like it any much as you don't, but we're here to focus on the light and the promise, which is the rainbow, that we're going to be lifted and taken to the 5th dimension, New Earth, unless you're an angel who came here as a warrior of light. And you go back to heaven and you act as teachers and leaders on the New Earth. So we all have a role to play. We're all from different mansion houses. We're all going home, wherever that is for you, with your families. Don't worry. You're fine. Your soul family, everything's fine. You're not really here, like I said. You probably came into life with your family, decided what you wanted to play. You be the mum this time, I'll be the dad. Yeah, all right. This time you can be the auntie and I'll be the miserable stepmother. Yeah, it's a game. We come in each time, play the game, go round and round like a washing machine, 6,000 years, learn stuff, expand, and then the washing machine comes to an end of the cycle. We move up, we have an upgrade, a software upgrade, a hardware upgrade. We're software running on the hardware. We are software that if we do not upgrade, we won't be able to run on the new hardware, much like an Apple Mac. Okay, so if your Apple Mac is 7 years old, all of a sudden you can't use it because it's not supported anymore. Well, if you're 3-dimensional, living in a state of fear, grief, apathy, blindness, and you haven't opened your eyes to the truth because you've got your ear deafeners on and your blinders on because you don't want to see, then you will just not be supported to go on. And it's okay, your energy will just be recycled. But the good news is that Christ is within us. Christ is love, and it's a soul vibration, and is level 5 and upwards. So if you can get to level 5, just ask for the upgrade. Say, Jesus, I know that you just sorted this awakening out for us. Many people have ascended through this lifetime, and many people have been enlightened and given us information to say, I'm the only one here. All is one and one is all. Yeah, so there's got to be something in it, because all these religions have been made all over the world. Well, religion again is divisive. It separates people, but the truth is love. The truth is Christ. Krishna, Kalki, whatever you want to call it, the truth is the true Messiah. All over the world we have a Messiah. Different religions, different names, same Messiah. The sun. Solar flash. Kills off and destroys all the AI and the cyborgs. If you're in that party, you'll be destroyed. Lake of fire. Solar flash. It's a lake of fire. It's depicted in some of the old paintings. I'm just putting it out there. I could supplement this with loads of research, I could put the paintings on, I could give you all the... I want you to do your own research. Could what I'm saying be true? I don't mean to come across like I'm a know-all. I'm a humble person who is really struggling and suffering with this concept that people don't know what's happening to them and they're so asleep. And I want people to wake up and go, oh, right, okay, so what do we need to do? Ask for the Holy Spirit. Ask for the Spirit of Christ. That is the Spirit of love. Make a change in yourself to do right things, right thoughts, right words, right feelings, right actions. Okay, actions come from here. Just be righteous. Righteous, what does that mean? It just means doing things right. Stop slagging people off all the time and, idle gossip and slander. What good is that? What good is getting angry with people? Sit back and go, actually, what's the deeper truth here? Am I like that sometimes? Have insight, go within, intuition, meditate, let yourself teach yourself. Listen to what I'm saying. There was a reason that Yeshua came here, Jesus, and said, those who believe in me and on me, on the works that I do and in the things that I say, will not perish, but they have everlasting life. Why? Because he was showing you how to live righteously. That is right thought, right word, right feeling, right action, because then you are aligned with your soul, and then you can ask for anything that you want and you can manifest it, like I've manifested what I have. And also you can speak with God. So you know what's coming and you know where to go to be safe. It's a big deal, isn't it? And I just don't really know how else to tell people. I didn't really want to express it because people will just go into fear. But it's not bad news, it's good news. It's good news. You're not really here, you're a hologram. And yes, it's a lot to take on. And you probably won't believe me, but just sowing the seed so that when shit hits fan and you're told you can't go to work, you can't shop, you can't buy things unless you have this RFID chip, this track and trace chip that we're going to put in your brain and merge your consciousness with artificial intelligence and make you into a cyborg. It's already happening. They're already doing it in Sweden and in America. We can fight against it. That's what we are doing. But you know what? It's God's timeline. It's the timeline of the creator of this game. That's what we came here for. We came to wake up and fight with peace and love and joy and saying, yeah, we're not really here, we're just light. You can't get us. That's what Jesus knew. He knew that the Father and I are one. The Creator and in him we're one. He is light. I am the light, he said. He knew. And we have a lampstand within us, which is our energy centres. And when they're all lit and they're all aligned, we're one with the divine love source. So pray, meditate, go inside, speak with your intuition, your higher self. Ask Christ, love, okay, show me what I need to see. Show me what I need to know. Because the game shows itself to you. I've just walked past, that swan. I do that every day. I see rainbows all the time. Maybe I'm creating them because we actually create our own personal reality. We're on a platform playing a game, but when you get to a certain level, you can manifest really, really, really quickly. And that's why you have all over Facebook, I don't know if you've noticed, but a whole bunch of people saying, oh, learn how to manifest really quickly, but they still haven't woken up to where we are. Some people have gone through this experience of awakening to the simulation, seeing 555, 222, 111, 1111, 999, weird shit like you say something and then you see two lorries going by, one and then the other saying the same thing, and it's just a confirmation of what you've just said. Now, I'm not talking about saying something and then your phone shows you it in YouTube or an advert for it. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about real life simulation. Real life. This happens in real life. I'll say somebody's name and that person will start walking towards me and I'll think, oh, I'm just thinking about you. But then that's happened all my life, but slower. But now it's happening really quickly. Like you can just manifest things like that when you're clear and you're aligned with the universe. And there's lots of information out there. I'm not the only one saying this, but some people won't hear it because they're just not ready. And that's fine. But I just want to let you know that there's people fighting behind the scenes interdimensionally to try and limit this, the intensity of what they're trying, of the dark side. I just saw 3333, what the dark side is trying to do. And that, God promises us that we're safe and we're secure and not a hair on our head will be harmed. And that's because we're not really here. And also that we can't be persecuted. That we will be protected if we're in him. So we have to try and clear that system. Really, really. I did it myself, like self-healing. But then I realised that all I had to do was call in the Holy Spirit and God would have done it for me, Jesus would have done it for me, and that's what he's told me to tell you. That he does it for you. You don't have to do it for yourself. And that's why I want people just to listen. And I can channel Christ, so I could speak his words, right? And I have done. And I've got a journal with all my conversations with him in it and audios where I've telepathically channeled him and he's told me all of this stuff, and I'll share that. But it's time for me to tell you the big picture. Somebody said to me yesterday, apart from somebody saying this morning, I'd like to know the truth, somebody said to me yesterday, what is this dark side that you won't talk about? Well, I'm talking about it. I don't really want to talk about it, but how else are we going to wake up? If you don't, like, like I'm nurse, personal trainer, swimming coach, and empowerment coach, right? These are the 4 things I've done in my life, and now I'm a missionary. But with transformation, which is what a lot of people do, they move from one thing to the other, transform from a caterpillar into a butterfly. But with transformation comes strength. Lost my train of thought then. So anyway, audios, journals, you can hear his beautiful words, and you can hear how much he loves me and he loves you. And he just wants you to know the truth, that you're under a satanic system, and it's going into a Luciferian system. So the satanic system is being brought down. That'll look like, okay, we're going into communism, we're all going to share, we're all unifying in love. But that'll be a Luciferian system of false peace under a social credit system like they have in China, where everybody is tracked and traced by this RFID chip, not being able to go into a shop and buy anything unless you've got it. How are we going to cope? I don't know. Don't ask me these questions. God just tells me he'll provide. He will rescue. That's what he says. I have faith in that. I have faith. I have faith in that fact that if he tells me I'm safe, then I'm safe. He's also told other people I know that they're safe. And I believe him. And you know what? We are just a construct of beliefs, and whatever we believe will be true for us. So it's really important to focus on the positive, not the negative. Not be confused, not go into chaos, not worry about what's happening with the world, and, equally not think, oh, it's all going to go back to normal, because it's not. The things that I've seen, days of darkness, checkpoints, people in the resistance like the Terminator film. We have Skynet, CNET, the Skynet in Terminator. There's so many obvious things. You know where we are. We've got AI. You're just not listening to where yourself, your intuition. AI will go by the consciousness of humanity. So they learn by what we do. What do? We fight each other. We separate. They're going to do that. We cannot afford to stay on this planet with AI coming in. We'll just kill each other. Or they'll kill us. That's why Elon Musk says we need this RFID chip so that we can merge with AI. Because it would be dangerous for us not to, because AI will kill off all the humans. Well, it's going to do that anyway. That's the plan. The only way we can do it is by not taking the RFID chip and knowing the promise of God, which is that God will teleport us out of here. I keep getting the word teleport. It's all about spaceships. If you look back into the medieval, whenever they were, paintings of the Christ people, they used to have big halos around them, right? So there are spaceships in the background. We know that spaceships are real, but some people don't, because they've been conditioned to believe certain things. That's the beast system. Come out of it. Because it's lies. It's massive, isn't it? And you'll get angry and go into confusion and cognitive dissonance. But all I want you to know is that we're safe in God. As long as we remember to stay in a place of joy, peace and love, know we're safe, go straight to gratitude and go, thank God for that. This is all for something, and I'm going to a better place. The new earth will have no evil in it, and we can manifest whatever we want, whenever we want. That's the next virtual reality experience for the people who have faith in what I'm saying. Because Christ came to tell us exactly what I'm telling you as a Christ. Believe in me and you shall not perish. I'm not saying that I am Jesus-like in the way that I carry out my life, because he didn't go through the veil of forgetfulness, and his energy wasn't siphoned by the dark side. He came here as a pure being of light. But our energy is siphoned by the dark side, and that's why we're supposed to stay humble and forgiveness every day. I'm sorry, I drive a diesel car. I pollute the environment. I'm sorry. I ruined your earth. I'm sorry about that. I can't help it, but forgive me for that, earth. I'm polluting Mother Earth. All these things I do every day by default, because that's the way the satanic system is set up. And I have not gone off grid. and I'm not living an organic and natural lifestyle. So I have to sort of apologise to Mother Earth for the things that I'm doing, fossil fuels that I'm burning, and raping the planet of oils and whatnot. And I'm adding to the disasters in the world. So I have to ask for forgiveness for that. Of course I do. I know not everybody is in the same position, but if you are still here and listening, then you must have a humble heart. You must be a person of little judgment, because to sit through that and listen to everything I've said without judging and turning off takes a pure soul. And you will be okay, because I know that you know what I'm talking about. So just say a little prayer and say, I have no idea what she was talking about, but God, if you're there, please take me home. Please take me to the new earth so I can carry on this experience of my life, because I've been told that this life will just merge into the next. You know, you will hardly know a difference. You've come here to expand and grow as a soul, and everything that you've learned to be and do on this planet, you take forward to the next virtual reality game. So you just continue your consciousness experience with all these people around you. Don't worry, don't fear. You're protected and loved. That's why the rainbow is there, so to tell you you're just light, and you go on. But trust in me and stay organic and be pure. And ask for my spirit, because I tell you what, the other thing the Holy Spirit does is it lifts you. If you get into a place of grief, like I have been, you know, I have obviously been dealing with this for a long time, but every time I just say to Jesus, please lift this from me. And sometimes I don't even ask him, I just feel a heavy presence and it just goes whoosh, and it just lifts like that. Because we're software. We're software on a hardware program running around like avatars in a game. Have you ever seen the film Avatar? It's like that. But somebody's on a control panel going shh, 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 and just changing the way you feel, you know? So yet they can do that. And that's how you get miracle healings. If you're in touch with the people on the control panel. This is the mystery of God. I'm telling you the mystery of God. It says in the Bible at the end times, 144,000 will know the mystery of God. They'll be told the mystery of God. The books will open. Well, my book has opened. I've been given books, and I've got my scroll, and I've opened it, and I've been given the information, and now I'm giving it to you in perhaps a random way that I have absolutely no idea how else I'm supposed to give you this information except just tell you as it is. Because, like, I've been thinking, oh, how am I going to do it? But actually, I just have to be spontaneous. I don't know how you're going to accept it, but that's not my responsibility. My responsibility is to share the truth. That's it. I've seen so many things that have freaked me out, and I keep having dreams that Jesus is coming, that the portals of heaven are going to open in ways of like, oh, you know, it's liberation for the good souls, the pure souls. It's going to be so amazing and liberating for us. We're just going to go off to a beautiful existence. We're so loved. We're so loved. So don't get in a panic and a worry about it. Just hold tight through the storm, because we get taken out of here. I see so many people so worried, you know, to go out. They're covering their faces everywhere they go and everything because of what's on the news. But half of that isn't even true. They're just making up this big fear-driven story to put you in a vibration of fear so they can siphon off your energy. You must know this. Deep in your psyche, this is the truth. It's deep in your psyche, it's there. Do you hear that owl? I love the lockdown because it was so quiet and I could just hear the little animals and the, you know, so nice. So anyway, what else do you want to know? Well, I'm just keep telling you, you know, I've been to the new earth. It's an amazing place to be, and I've been to heaven, and that's just beautiful, and God loves us very much and takes me all on so many brilliant visions, and we have so much fun. he's such a fun character to be with, you know. He's an interdimensional being of light, and he lives. I just saw 444. He's our home. Well, he's my home anyway. We don't all come from the same home, but there's no, you know, we're all in this together. We are one consciousness. And so, do some research, yeah? I've told you now. I've put it out there. I'm going to keep putting it out there, and I'll keep putting my stuff that I've learned over the time. I just wanted to put out the summary of what's going on. You know, the way we've been trapped in this slavery system. Not just slavery of black people, but slavery of animals. You know, think of the cows. And the whole paedophile ring and the heroin thing. You know, all of that, drug rings. It's all done by the satanic, you know, people who just want to take the money and keep people drugged and programmed and mind controlled and enslaved. And this is just one more step on the ladder of slavery. It's just one step higher. They've been doing it for ages, since the beginning of time. But now you're being freed from it because you know, and you're being rescued and taken somewhere else. Unless you don't admit the truth, to yourself, and you're too afraid, or you're too proud to accept God into your life. You don't know what God is, and you're scared of God. God's love. Do you love love? If you love love, then just accept love. Say, love. Spirit of love. Spirit of Christ, Spirit of love. Come to me. Show me the truth. Wrap me in your arms. Watch my other videos, because Christ speaks through me. And he's a beautiful energy, or the Christ is a beautiful energy of love and humility. He wants to help us. He came to me and washed my feet. That's how much they want to help us. They want to help us. They're here to help us. We all have angels assigned to us to fight our battles. So accept the help. Do what you can to research. Don't worry about work. We're in the end of time. The end of time means there is no time. Time doesn't exist because we live in a holographic reality. Stop working. Stop. I mean, if you're doing it, if it's bringing you joy and love and peace and great, but if you're slogging yourself to death and saving up for something, sorry. No, sorry, not sorry. If you have children, do you want them to grow up in this world? I think you're going to be relieved by this information. Thank God. Someone's going to rescue us and take us to a new earth where there's going to be no evil, no darkness, no confusion, chaos and cataclysms and craziness. This world is dark. If you watch the news. I don't watch the news, but if you watch the news, it looks like this world is dark, doesn't it? Personally, all I see is nice things, because that's my vibration, that's how I live, and that's the people I attract to my life. But some people live in darkness and fear and grief and shame and apathy, and they go about being negative, and they attract negative people and situations to them. It depends what you're vibrating at. So really take a look at your life and think, well, geez, I want to make my life better. I want to step out of this darkness into the light. Because you are light. The darkness isn't who you are. It's just that your energy's been siphoned. You're like a battery, and they've basically plugged into your energy and sucked it out of you. Claim it back. Stop giving your power away, because like batteries, we're stronger together. Okay? So, I'm sorry if I come across as being a know-all. I'm not a know-all. I'm curious like a child. That's how I'm here. That's how I am where I am. I ask questions, and I ask questions, and I'm humble, and I am. And I pray for everybody all the time, and I cry and lament over the people who don't know what's coming and who are going to be in such turmoil when they realise, you know, the system of entertainment is set up to blind you and to keep you asleep. The media and the gaming and all of this crap, and all the poisons in the food and the drink and everything, alcohol and cigarettes, they've been poisoning you. And then you've got your pharma system, the pharmaceutical industry, which makes massive amount of money, all run by the same people that sell you the cigarettes that kill you. Clever, isn't it? Kill you, heal you, except it doesn't heal you, does it? It just gives you a load of pills, and that makes you more toxic and more side effects. And in the end, what are you so worried about? Death isn't real. It's a virtual reality game. Don't go committing suicide, because that's not the answer. But wake up to the truth. Read. You read the book about our universe being a hologram. Start thinking it from a mental mind point of view before you get into your heart and realise it truthfully within your heart, what the truth is. Because you can understand it if you research, but if you don't research, you won't understand it. And there's loads of truthers out there now telling the truth about aliens, about hologram, about the universe, about the dark cabal system, and about everything. But there's a dark awakening and there's a light awakening. So I would suggest you focus on the high vibration stuff, the stuff about positive love and the fact that you're going to be saved. Read, I don't know, the Bible, New Testament, I guess. Matthew in the Bible. Because I know the Bible's corrupt. I told God that when he gave it to me. I said, but it's corrupt. And he said, read it. Yep, so I read lots of scripture from all over the world. And it comes back as the same thing. We are light. We are one consciousness. And we're not really here. What a joke. So don't get disheartened by it all. Just laugh. Put a big sign up all over the place saying you're in a game, and just go, okay, fine, I'm in a game. If you don't believe me, look up near-death experiences. Look up our life after death. Look up all the reasons why the truth is in what I'm saying. Just look it up. Find the truth. Where do you think all these prophets come from? How do you think they've downloaded all of this information? Where do you think all this information comes from? Of course there's a connection to the divine. Of course there's more here than this. Obviously. It didn't create itself. Of course there's other beings on other planets. We are visited. They are here. They are here. They're interdimensional beings. They live with us. Orbs, ghosts, aliens. We are aliens. Listen to the birds and the owls and the trees and the stream. It will tell you the truth. Everything in nature is reflecting the truth. Everything in the media is reflecting a lie. Anyway, I don't know what else to say. I'm just going to keep saying the same message now over and over again, and I'm going to get evidence to show you evidence. Because I've had so much evidence, and I have so much evidence. And I know you might think, oh, that's a grim message, doomsday prophet and all of that. She's saying it's the end of the world. Everybody's saying it's the end of the world. It's not just me. It's not just me. And I've been afraid to say it. But it's here and it's obvious. And even my family will say, oh, don't say that about the children. Yeah, they're great. Liberation. Thank God. Thank God my nephews and nieces and grandchildren are not being brought up in this shithole. Gaia Earth is beautiful. Earth itself is beautiful. Abundant, natural, organic. Trees and the plants and the creatures, beautiful. But the dark side that run this system and all the crap that comes with it, the materialism and the greed and the hatred and the stabbings and all these horrible things that you listen to on the news. What person would want to bring their children up in that? We're going if we're with Christ. All you have to do is say a prayer. It's really simple. Some people have made it out you have to get the Kundalini and you have to have this experience in opening your third eye. No, you don't. You just have to be good. Right thought, right word, right feeling, right action. Focus on the truth, which is the way that Jesus lived. Love people as yourself. Not more than yourself, not less than yourself, as yourself. Love yourself. Put yourself before people that hurt you. Respect yourself. Transform yourself. Remember you're a child of God. And you deserve this rescue because you're loved. Even if you don't think you are, and even if you don't think you're worthy of God's love and what rescue you are, because He came here to rescue everyone. Everyone. Everyone who listens. And it's not fair. He can't help you if you don't open yourself to Him. That's the rules of the game. He just can't. That's the bet. God lost the bet, and the bet was, if those humans on your game, virtual reality game, turn to sin, do something that you've told them not to do, then I win, and I win their consciousness, and I win their consciousness until they come to the truth and ask you back, ask for you to be their father. But I win their soul until they ask you for it back, you see? So your soul belongs to the darkness unless you ask for the light to father it, you know? Your father, your God, is Satan or Lucifer unless you ask Christ to be your God. By default, we come here under a satanic regime. We are owned by the darkness, the fleshly self. But we have to think higher thoughts, higher words, higher feelings, higher actions. And then know that we're of love, of Christ. And we get helped with it. I'm not a church person. I don't actually read the Bible that much. Only when He gives me the verses to read. I was agnostic when Jesus jumped into my meditation. And I was meditating because I was into Buddhism and yoga. So many people of many cultures all around the world, normal people who are not religious, have been given this information. Some people from different families, different mansion houses. There are many. But my house is Jehovah, original seed. He's a creator. There are many fathers, many games, but this particular game has a game creator, and that is the source. Behind the source is the celestial sun, which is behind the Father, is the Father, the creator of this universe, of this world, universe, heavens and earth, yes. And go back to Him and say, actually, I'd rather have you. Because the God of this world is an absolute arsewipe. Satan, darkness, devil, Lucifer, darkness. Oh, some people like it. They love it. Oh, yes, orgies and gambling and drunkenness and depravity and being nasty. Yeah, good. They can keep it. I don't think you're one of them because you're still listening. I'm not one of them, and none of my family are. They're not all there completely 100%, but, they'll go to the new earth. Get shifted, because the shift is coming very, 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 very soon. We are at the door of the time of the shift, when the heavens open and all the people who are with God will leave. You'll know. Because everyone will know, everyone will see it, everyone will know. And we will all have a chance, like maybe a 10-day window to repent and turn over to the love and the light. I know it sounds crazy, doesn't it? But this is the information that I've been given, and not just me, but lots of people. It's a spiritual journey, and there's no time for you to do yours, but don't worry, because you'll get to the new earth and you can continue it then. Because then you'll have leaders and teachers that will show you the way, and you'll be all disorientated and discombobulated, but don't worry, because it'll be fine. It's a perfect, beautiful, blissful place to be, and everything's going to be okay. It's going to be good, and that's the promise. And it's a promise, and God doesn't break His promises. So you have to trust, have faith, anyone that believes in the Christ will not perish but have an everlasting life, because your consciousness, and you can't die unless you take the chip and merge your consciousness with artificial intelligence. Okay? Lots of love to you, because love, light and truth is all. Love, light and truth is all, and all is one and one is all. So take care, love you. Lots. Bye-bye.